So here is on the surface chemistry. Surface chemistry is nothing but the involvement of ions which is located around an object and how these ions are reacting. So study about this one is called the surface chemistry. Here is the index. I am going to talk about the introduction to surface chemistry. Under that, the adsorption in action, the distinction between adsorption and absorption, and finally about the mechanism of adsorption. So here is a 3D and 2D of how the adsorption in air dryers working on. And we are going to look into the applications of surface chemistry in industries, how it is working. So here is a 2D of how the colloids and including emulsion is working. And here is the application of how the surface chemistry is used in analytical work, in preparation of fabrics. Let's discuss on the 3 states of matter and their examples and their characteristic properties. So the first one is solid, the other one is liquid, the other one is gas. Solids. So solid is nothing but it's a hard, compact cells which is considered as closely packed with the fixed positions. So it is rigid and cannot be squashed. Fixed shape and fixed volume, and it cannot flow. Now let's move on to liquids. You are able to see the molecules in liquids. It is closely packed, not as much as solid. It's packed, but it's not that much as solids. And you are able to see it can flow. It's not rigid. Cannot be squashed. It doesn't have any fixed shape and doesn't have any fixed volume. So solids, it's having the volume. So if we talk about the liquids, you are able to see the liquids can flow and it got a volume, how much the liquid is occupying. So solid and liquid got volume. The next one is gases. It is less dense than air and it is unreactive. The typical example is helium. You are able to see the molecules. This is loosely packed and it can move. It's not rigid and can be squashed. It doesn't have any fixed shape and doesn't have any fixed volume. So this is how solid got fixed volume, no fixed volume, and this is having a fixed shape. And the fourth one is plasma. Let's move on. So surface chemistry deals with the phenomena that occur at the surfaces or interfaces. The interface or surface is represented by separating the bulk phase by a hyphen or a slash. For example, the interface between a solid and a gas may be represented by solid hyphen gas or solid slash gas. Due to complete miscibility, there is no interface between the gases. The bulk phases that we come across in surface chemistry may be pure compounds or solutions. So I am trying to show you how the salt is getting dissociated in the water. You are able to see it got a sodium and it got chlorine, sodium chloride. Once the sodium chloride is mixed in water, automatically you are able to see the water molecules H2O. So hydrogen with oxygen is trying to dissociate it. This is how it will dissociate, and it will remove the sodium and chloride separately. The interface is normally a few molecules thick, but its area depends on the size of the particles of bulk phases. Many important phenomena are noticeable, among these being corrosion, electrode process, heterogeneous catalysis, dissolution and crystallization occur at interfaces. The subject of surface chemistry finds many applications in industry, analytical work and daily life situations. To accomplish surface studies meticulously, it becomes imperative to have a really clean surface. Under very high vacuum of the order of 10 power minus 8 to 10 power minus 9 Pascal, it is now possible to obtain ultra clean surface of the metals. Solid materials with such clean surfaces needs to be stored in vacuum. Otherwise, these will be covered by molecules of the major components of air, namely dioxygen and nitrogen. So here we are going to discuss more on the surface chemistry, that's adsorption, catalysis and colloids, including emulsions and gels.